Even the world's biggest cruise ships can't measure up to these innovative ship designs. Seeing these vessels cruising around our oceans would make you think you'd been transported to the year 2100, when humanity has taken to living at sea. From epic superyachts to fantastic floating cities, these are the coolest ship designs of the future. Sea Orbiter. Let's start with an innovative research vessel that's part ship, part submarine. This is the Sea Orbiter, designed by French architect Jacques Rougerie. Built almost like a skyscraper, the vessel has floors both above and beneath the sea, allowing those on board to properly explore the undiscovered wonders of our oceans. The Sea Orbiter will be 190 feet tall, with 60 feet of its total structure above sea level. It'll weigh about 500 tons and be made primarily from recycled aluminum. It can accommodate up to 22 researchers at once, who will have the option to spend 24 hours a day underwater. Many different scientists can use the ship for their own purposes. Astronauts can use its pressurized environments to simulate conditions in space, while archaeologists can explore shipwrecks. This vessel will travel along the ocean's currents, but it'll also be able to propel itself when necessary thanks to energy from the sun, wind, and waves. A test model has already been completed, so the Sea Orbiter could very soon be the reality of ocean research. The Physalia. This next design is also meant to help us explore and purify our oceans. This is the Physalia, designed by innovative architect Vincent Cailbau. Inside, the vessel is divided into 4 thematic gardens. On the outside, and especially when viewed from below, it kind of resembles a whale. This ship is a nomadic hydrodynamic laboratory where scientists from all over the world can collaborate, study, and improve our oceans. It can also serve as a tourist vessel, kind of like a floating museum. Physalia is completely nomadic and self-sufficient. Its roof features solar panels, while hydro turbines under its hull produce hydroelectricity, allowing the ship to continuously navigate the waters. Cailbau describes his design as a floating purification system. It's designed to recycle water in all kinds of ways, while also producing zero sulfur or carbon emissions. It can purify rainwater, remove agricultural pollutants, desalinate seawater, and cleanse out disruptive substances like sludge and oil, while it also looks amazing floating through waterways. Physalia has the potential to help us both understand and preserve our oceans. The City of Marian. Speaking of ships that look like aquatic creatures, this next design looks like a giant swimming manta ray. The City of Marian is another design by revolutionary architect Jacques Rougerie, who describes his creation as a floating scientific city. The City of Marian is designed to be up to 2,950 feet long and 1,650 feet wide, so it would dwarf the world's largest cruise ships. Its purpose is to study and observe marine life, and it's so big that it could house an entire university dedicated to marine biology. The wings of the ship will host gardens, while the deep well in its center would take in seawater to host a lagoon for aquatic agriculture and marine life. Like the Physalia, the City of Marian would produce zero waste that could end up in the sea. It would also produce its own energy and be completely autonomous, so that it could endlessly cruise our oceans. Pangios. Designing ships based on sea life is a popular idea. And while the ones we just looked at are plenty impressive, this one might have them beat. Pangios is an $8 billion turtle-shaped superyacht. But calling it a yacht seems like an understatement when it's basically a floating city. The design was based on the ancient supercontinent Pangaea. Italian firm Lazzarini Design Studio came up with the concept ship, which would host things like hotels, condos, shopping centers, and parks, with room on board for up to 60,000 people. Guests will be able to access the ship via smaller ships or even aircrafts, since no port is big enough for Pangios. Once built, this turtle island would be a massive 1,800 feet in length and 2,000 feet wide. The company says that the technology for building the yacht exists, but there's just not enough space to do it. They would need a massive shipyard that's up to the task. But perhaps one day, Pangios will have the facilities it needs to become a real floating city. The Streets of Monaco. There's another floating city that might be just a little more reasonable to build. This is the Streets of Monaco, a super yacht that aims to recreate all the luxury of Monaco on a ship. Created by Yacht Island Design, this concept ship features many versions of Monaco's most famous landmarks and attractions. There's a Grand Prix racing circuit where guests can race karts, as well as a casino, Café de Paris, and the famous Loews Hotel. There are interior and exterior swimming pools, sun decks, bars, plenty of tranquil garden space, and of course, a tender garage for storing water toys. The designers plan for the boat to be 508 feet long, with room for a crew of 70 and only 16 guests who will be treated with 5-star service. They won't need to set sail for a vacation destination if the boat is the destination. It's no wonder this ship will be expected to cost over $1 billion to build. Will it ever get built? That's up to debate, but if it does, can we please request a charter? Tropical Island Paradise. Let's have a look at one more ship-turned island. This is the Tropical Island Paradise, another super yacht that has the potential to blow most other super yachts out of the water. It's another creation by Yacht Island Design, who seem to enjoy designing vacation vessels that bring all of the luxury of land to sea. The 295-foot-long yacht resembles a volcanic island, with tiki lounges and a tropical swimming pool on deck. A waterfall flows down the volcano like peak, while the white sides of the boat resemble waves flowing around the beach deck. At the back, small platforms can be deployed for having fun or lounging in the water. There's also a helipad, so guests can easily travel to and from the superyacht. Tropical Island Paradise has room for just 10 guests, but these guests will be treated with an incredible private island vacation. If it ever gets built, we wonder which billionaire will get to enjoy its facilities first. Project Galileo. This next ship will also likely belong to a billionaire one day. Named Project Galileo, this futuristic catamaran is designed to be the largest in the world, at about 650 feet long. Beiderbecke Designs came up with the idea for this mega yacht, and it looks like nothing else in the world. It has all the features of a mini-city, with an onboard hospital and helipad, in addition to its many entertainment facilities. First of all, there's an over 5,100 square foot open-air pool. There's also an amphitheater-style cinema with a retractable roof. But, perhaps most impressively, this ship has its very own harbor, complete with things like cranes and lifts. The boat's tender garage can fit 25 water toys and vehicles, essentially turning Galileo into a traveling marina. Project Galileo is also sustainable, with a proposed methanol propulsion system. In total, it can fit 38 guests and 75 crew members, who will have plenty of space to spare aboard this innovative ship. Sky Cruise. To end this video, let's look at something a little different. This ship takes all of the luxury of a top-notch cruise and puts it in an airplane. Yes, we've been talking about impressive ships at sea, but you gotta check out Sky Cruise. When cruise ships feel a little too old school to still be cool, perhaps humanity will decide on luxury vacations in the air. This design started out as a video game illustration before it was bought by scientist Hashim Al-Ghali and turned into a theoretical concept for a vacation destination that can travel all over the world. There's room for 5,000 travelers on board, who would have access to facilities like swimming pools, restaurants, cinemas, and stores. It's basically a whole city, with everything from a hospital to a concert venue. The ship will be kept in the air by 20 nuclear propulsion engines, which give it the capacity to continuously fly for years. Sky Cruise is just an ambitious dream for now, but with the right technology, it has the potential to become more than just science fiction. Alright, which ship are you boarding first? Which of these stands the best shot at actually getting built? Let us know in the comments down below and hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. From cities at sea, underground, and even in the air, our channel has it all. So be sure to turn on notifications and subscribe while you're here. Thanks for watching.